I've reviewed many oil pastel sets, at least most of all the available ones in my area. I live in Canada. After gathering all this information, I'd like to give you my top 3 affordable brands. The first 2 are very comparable, and the last one is my favorite, bestest one. When talking about very affordable art supplies, usually it means student quality, but student quality doesn't necessarily mean bad quality or difficult to work with. I feel like even with the most basic oil pastel sets, usually you can get a pretty good result. I've tested 6 different oil pastel brands using the same paper and the same drawing in this video. I'm gonna link it for you at the very end so you can compare really expensive oil pastels and really cheap oil pastels and see how it unfolds. It's very interesting to see. For now, here's the top 3. Pento Arts. Prices vary a lot depending on where you're located. Last year I paid a 50-piece set $5 or something like that, and now for the same set it's more expensive. But I would say that to start out with, a set of 25 colors is very good. You have enough variety, it's not too limiting, and it's very affordable. Pento for 25 pieces right now in Canada, it's about $7 to $10. They have a very decent pigment payoff. Some colors have a bit less pigment, but it's the same for pretty much any student quality brands. The flesh color is less pigmented, some greens, a couple pinks and purples, but across the board, the pigment payoff is really good. It blends well enough, especially if you use the right paper. I feel like a paper that has a little bit more grip is always better with oil pastel. A very slick paper will make things look really poorly. So to improve an affordable set of oil pastel, using a good mixed media paper or something with a little grit really helps. The second set that I would recommend is Crepe's Junior Artist. It's roughly the same price for 25 colors. It's about $7 to $10. I would say that the quality is also very comparable. Same kind of pigment payoff, same minor issue of less pigment with the flesh colors and a couple purples. The blendability is very comparable as well. Usually it blends well. If the oil pastel is older and maybe it dried a little bit, it might be more difficult to blend. If you use the right paper, it'll be a lot smoother than a slick paper, which will make things gummy and patchy. To me, Pento and Junior Artist are very similar. One thing that's very interesting to me is that the Junior Artist set by Crepe seems to be aimed more for very younger student artists, as opposed to their expressionist set, which is their middle range. So Crepe has 3 ranges: the junior, expressionist, and specialist. So artist, young student, and maybe middle ground. What's interesting is that the middle ground is a lot more expensive than the junior, but the quality is extremely similar. Way too similar for me to pay a lot more for it. I feel like the Junior Artist set is a really great starting point for a really good price. Side note about the Pento Arts and the Junior Artist, they're the smaller sticks compared to a bunch of other brands which are chunkier, bigger, maybe half the size. So you would think half the size, you get less material, that's why it's cheaper. Maybe I would want a bigger stick so that it lasts longer. But I find that having a smaller stick is very useful to have more control over details. Sometimes when it's too chunky, it's harder to work with. For that reason, I don't find that having a smaller stick is a con necessarily. I kind of like it. Number 1 in my top 3 best affordable oil pastel set. It's my favorite across the board. It's even my favorite amongst the more expensive oil pastels, just because the quality is really there and the price is right. And that is the Gallery Artist Soft Oil Pastels. It's made by Mungyo, not to confuse Mungyo's student quality, which I do not recommend. But the Mungyo Gallery Artist Soft Oil Pastels, fully recommend. They blend like a dream, they're very creamy, they're very opaque. You have an amazing pigment payoff for all colors. In my opinion, they're the best quality for the price. Right now, for a set of 24, it's about $15 to $20. Buying any of those 3 sets to start off with or to give as a gift to a beginner artist is a great option. But if you're serious about art and you truly want to experiment with oil pastel in your artwork, whether it be in mixed media or just oil pastels, I really recommend the Gallery Artist set. You really can't go wrong with it. I even recommend it whether you buy professional oil pastels or not. They're that good. I think you should really take a look at this video. It's the one where I compare 6 different oil pastel brands, super expensive to super cheap, with the same drawing on same paper. It's very interesting. And if you want to know exactly when I publish a new video, please turn on notification and I'll see you in just a couple of days for another one.